You see, my people, this story today is one that has really moved so many hearts across Nigeria. Imagine waking up in a quiet community, people just going about their daily life, and suddenly the whole village begins to shout and celebrate because a man who has been secretly supplying guns and bullets to bandits has finally been captured by locals. Yes, that is what happened, and everyone is still talking about it. Before we go deep, please don't forget to like this video right now and subscribe, because what I'm about to share with you will open your eyes to what is really going on in this country. Now, according to what people are saying, this man was not just an ordinary person. For a long time, he had been helping dangerous groups to get weapons, those same weapons that were being used to attack innocent people, destroy farmlands, and make our roads unsafe. But the surprise came when locals in the area, people who were tired of living in fear, decided they had had enough. They noticed strange movements, they kept watch, and when they were sure, they made their move and caught him. Just imagine the relief in that community. People were clapping, singing, and thanking God that at least one of the people making life difficult for them had been caught. Please, if you're watching now, show your support by liking this video and subscribing, because news like this deserves to reach more people. The man, from what we gathered, was caught with items believed to be linked to weapon supply. Of course, we must always be careful with what we hear until investigations are done, but the people on ground said they saw enough to be convinced. And for a long time now, communities in Nigeria, especially in some northern parts, and even down to the middle belt, have been suffering from constant attacks by armed men. These attacks have led to deaths, kidnappings, and so much pain. So, when people heard that a suspected supplier of weapons to such groups had been captured, they couldn't hold their joy. But let's take a step back and ask, what does this really mean? If a man like that is truly a supplier, it shows that these criminal networks are not operating in isolation. There are always people behind the scenes who make it possible for them to keep going. Someone gives them weapons, someone gives them money, someone hides them, and when the supply line breaks, it means those dangerous people lose power. That's why this arrest, if proven true, is very important. It shows that when communities come together, they can make a difference. Please don't forget to like this video if you believe Nigeria deserves peace, and subscribe so that we can continue to follow stories like this together. But even with this good news, there is still something we need to talk about seriously. When people take the law into their own hands, there is always a risk. Because sometimes, people can be accused wrongly. Someone may look suspicious, and before you know it, a crowd might rush to judgment. That's why it's always good that when someone is caught, they should be handed over to the authorities so that a proper investigation can be done. We don't want innocent people to suffer, and we don't want anger to turn into violence. So while we are celebrating, we should also remind ourselves that due process must be followed. But you see, the bigger picture here is that Nigerians are tired. People are tired of hearing about killings, kidnappings, and bandits controlling rural areas. People are tired of seeing government promises without real action. Every week, we hear that security agencies have arrested suspects, yet new attacks happen again. So when locals decide to take action, it's because they feel like nobody is protecting them. That is why this story is trending everywhere. It's not just about one man caught, it's about a community finally saying, enough is enough. Now, let's also look at how this connects with what's been happening in other states. Just in recent weeks, police and local vigilantes have recovered several illegal weapons from different parts of the country. In Nasarawa, in Plateau, in Benue, even in Kwara, many suspects have been caught with arms and ammunition. These operations are showing us that the flow of weapons into the hands of criminals is still a big challenge. Sometimes, these weapons come from outside the country. Other times, they are circulated locally. So if the man caught by locals was truly part of that network, this is a major breakthrough. But my question to you watching now is this: what should be done next? Should communities be allowed to continue handling such suspects, or should security agencies step in immediately? What is the safest way to stop this kind of crime? I want you to drop your answer in the comments section. And while you are at it, please like this video and subscribe. It really helps us grow and bring more real-time updates like this. One thing I love about Nigerians is that we never give up. Even when things seem hard, people still find strength. Those villagers that captured the suspect didn't have advanced equipment or big guns. They had courage, unity, and determination. They acted because they wanted to protect their families and their future. That is something we must all learn from. But again, courage without caution can also be dangerous. Because when communities start acting alone, it can cause clashes with other groups or even misunderstandings with the police. That's why collaboration is key. Communities must work hand in hand with security agencies so that justice can be done properly and peace can last. At this point, I also want to remind you, if you are still watching and you've not liked this video, please do it now. And if you've not subscribed, kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that when we bring you the next update, you will be the first to know. Now, let's talk about something else connected to this story. You see, in many parts of Nigeria, arms dealing has become a silent business. People buy and sell weapons in secret. Some do it for money, others for influence. But the truth is, every bullet sold illegally has the power to destroy a life. And the more we ignore it, the more we allow insecurity to grow. So, the capture of one suspect should not be the end. It should be the beginning of a deeper investigation. Who was he supplying to? Where did he get the weapons from? Who are his partners? These are the questions the police and other agencies must ask. Because if one man is caught, there may be many others still walking free. Let's pause here for a second. If you are enjoying this gist, hit the like button now. It really helps the channel. And if you want us to continue bringing stories that matter to our people, please subscribe. When you think about it, the joy people showed after the capture also says a lot about how much people are yearning for peace. People dance not because they love violence, but because they saw a small light in a dark tunnel. For years, many villages have lived in fear. Children can't go to school freely. Farmers can't go to their farms without looking over their shoulders. So yes, when news like this comes, people will celebrate. But it also tells us how deep the pain has been. And now, there's another side we must not ignore: ethnic tension. Some reports said the man is Fulani. That's not the problem. The real issue is when people start generalizing and saying all Fulani are the same. That kind of thinking is what causes division in this country. We must remember, not every person from a tribe is a criminal. So while we call for justice, we must also call for unity and understanding. Because if we allow hate to grow, the violence will never end. So please, while we celebrate, let us stay wise. My people, if you are watching right now, please like this video, subscribe and share it so that more people can learn from this story. Because this is not just a story about one arrest. It's a story about how ordinary people can make a difference when they work together.